Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a very big welcome to you. If you're a returning subscriber or if you've watched any of my previous videos, thank you for coming back again. Past 1 month I've been sharing videos on financial planning. If you've not watched any of those videos, I would ask that you please watch them. I would link them in the description box below. So far the response has been great, the support has been amazing. I was talking to one of my friends yesterday and she was telling me how she watched one of the financial planning videos and she felt like I was talking directly to her, and that made me feel good, to be honest, because anytime I shoot a video I tell myself, even if it's just one person that hears something and is inspired to do something about it, it's fulfilling for me. So for everyone that has watched, liked, commented, shared, thank you so much for all the support. And I'm going quickly into today's financial planning series. But in the last video, I just talked about, some investment opportunities we can take advantage of. I didn't break it down into smaller bits to make it more applicable to everyone. So that's what we'll be doing right now. Moving on to today's topic, low risk investment options. Generally, when you want to save or invest your money, as I've mentioned in the past, one of the first things to do is to ask yourself some questions such as, what is my risk appetite? Am I willing to take a high risk? Am I willing to take a low risk? Or am I in between? I'm not really sure. That is one of the first questions, because that will guide the next steps and guide, what type of investment you would consider. Another question to ask yourself when you're thinking about investing money is, how soon do I need this money? Money that you might not need, in the short term, you need maybe for retirement or a longer term. Then it would also decide the type of investment you would put it in. Having said that, for those that have low risk, sometimes people have low risk appetite because of past experiences. Watch out for the video where I would share my past bad financial investment experiences. I'm going to show that video very soon. Sometimes because of past experiences, some other times it's because you just need the money soon for a project. And one of the things that inspired today's video is, in my last video or in one of my previous videos, I saw a question that what about investment options for seniors, for someone who is elderly? Today's video also applies, right? Because I'm talking about low risk investment options. The first I will start with is high interest savings account. We have our checking account and we have our savings account. Usually the savings account interest rate is very minimal, but we now have something called high interest savings account. Financial institutions have it, like normal banks have it. We also have some banks called New Financial. So these are banks that online. Some of them are subsidiaries of the big banks, but some of them are not. I'll mention some of these new financial banks that we can consider. I have used some. I will tell you the one I have used. The ones I've not used, I would let you know as well. I will tell you what I think about it. So with high interest savings account, your money is just put in this account for any period of time and you get a high interest. For the new financial banks, some of them always do promos, to lure you to bring in your money to them. One thing I would say is, for high interest savings account, shop around. Like if you go online and you Google high interest savings account of different financial institutions, you see that some websites already have this data collected and you can see the one that appeals best to you. Personally, the ones I have used, maybe not just their high interest savings accounts, but the new financial institutions that I have used are EQ Bank and Wealthsimple. Of course, there's much more than that. We have Simply, we have one also called New Financial. I feel like we have others. If I remember the names, I will put it on the screens for us to see. Okay, so that's the first step, high interest savings account. You can also talk to your bank as well and ask your bank, like, do you have any promo going on that I can take advantage of? I have a certain amount of money I would like to put in a high interest savings account, and sometimes you might get special rates by calling up your bank. So this is your cue to call up your bank. Don't just let your money sit down in your regular savings account. You're losing money that way. Not like you're losing money, but I mean, the interest is always not so much in your regular savings account. The next thing I'll quickly talk about is government bonds. They come out from time to time. So bonds are lending your money to the government through the bond vehicle, and the government will pay you back with a certain interest. The government is always upfront about this interest, and they always do it. So there are different types of government bonds depending on your country. You can contact your bank to let them know you're interested in government bonds, and they will let you know if there is any available and what the interest rates are. And because it is the government, it is secured, so that's why it is low risk. High interest savings account as well, it is low risk, it is secured mostly. Another one I want to quickly talk about, which is closely related to bonds, is GIC and treasury bills. Very closely related to bond. GICs are guaranteed investment certificates. You can invest in GICs, guaranteed investment certificate, through either the new financial banks or your regular banks. Check the different interest rates depending on the amount of time you're willing to lock your money for. But with GICs, there are two types. There is the redeemable and non-redeemable. The redeemable, you can get your money for the amount of time that you locked it up for. But with the non-redeemable, it's very hard to get your money back, and if you do, there will be penalty on your interest accrued. Treasury bills is very similar to GIC. You can't get that through like the new financial banks. You can probably get that through your regular banks. Speak to your regular banks and they could guide you on how to go about treasury bills. So those are the ones I'll be touching on right now. A quick recap is low risk investment options are high interest savings accounts, GICs, government bonds, treasury bills. For those in Canada, we are usually taxed on our interest, on our returns on investment. But we have some accounts that are tax-free savings accounts, and we have, tax-deferred savings accounts. It's deferred and some are tax-free. So we have TFSA, we have RRSP, we have FHSA, and I would encourage you use your tax-free savings account or your tax-deferred savings account before you use your regular account, for investment. Why am I saying so? That way, the tax that you pay on your return is either deferred or you don't even get to pay at all, depending on the situation. FHSA is a new initiative by the government of Canada. I believe FHSA should be 1 to 2 years old. Your first home savings account, that account, I don't think they tax your return on investment. There are rules for FHSA. I know you have to be saving towards buying your first home, meaning if you put in money or if you're investing through the FHSA account, you must be planning to use that money to buy your first home, okay? And there is a threshold. I think yearly you shouldn't invest more than $8,000 in that account. The TFSA also has its contribution limits, which you can find through your CRA. I know RRSP also has a contribution limit. You should find out your contribution limit, and I would advise that you use up your contribution limit before you use your regular account where your returns on investment can be taxed. I hope this video was straight to the point. I hope for anyone that's looking for low risk investment options, I hope you found something useful here. Thank you so much for following me on this series. Please remember to like, remember to share, remember to comment. I would like to hear from you. Remember to live and to thrive. Till my next video, stay blessed. Bye.